ladies.
Nope, I actually didn't start my local recording, so we're going to start that over again. We're going to pretend.
Okay.
Okay, wait, all right.
It's quiet on the set.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here.
I'm Kubi. I got Solid Jake with me. We're going to be hopping into game number 2 between Luminosity and Platos and Tangos.
Excellent.
Yes, a very, very close game number 1 on Cursed Hollow.
Oh my goodness.
And very intense.
The laser beams?
The laser
Just
beams.
shrekking nerds. Bacon blasts, tons of damage, but not enough.
I want to see more of the
march.
The march.
The march.
I love that.
Just
That's like one of my favorite heroics in the game. I don't know why. I remember seeing the heroic when they unleashed it. I was like, that does not look very fun at all. You remember, I was so mad about it.
March of the Black King is exactly how Corey landscapes his yard here. Now, he owns a house, and when he goes out...
I should buy a scythe.
Oh, my God.
You're right, though.
No!
I should buy a scythe.
So just mow the lawn like that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen professional scythe wielders mow lawns?
I actually
They
have.
do it. You have.
Why have I watched those videos?
But they do it so fast. I need to be that guy. And then the neighbors will leave me alone.
Yeah, or call the cops, you know. We got a draft starting here.
Legal.
Jaina's going to be the first band. Yeah, but...
Hey, if Leork can do it, why can't I?
Esports.
Nobody has a scythe yet, do they? We need Mouth.
Malthael?
Does he? No, he
he's
doesn't
got
really
like
have...
He's got like hand sights. He's got like
Well,
dual...
yeah, if I could attach 2 scythes to my hand and then mow the lawn... You're reeling back in your seat right now because you're thinking about how genius it actually is.
No, you're right. This is excellent. All right. Nothing else can contest that idea, Kui. Go ahead, buy your scythe.
2 scythes. And then duct tape them to my hands. All right. Draft has begun. First pick, first ban, going to Luminosity, and we will see the Jaina taken out of the equation. First, Zeratul promptly following up from PPST, and the first pick is going to Leoric. Can't blame him. Did a lot of work, especially with a really fast res build for Leoric.
Leoric, boys, he just doesn't die, or if he does die, he's back in your face within moments. We saw the power of that in the late game, and Zagara will be the first pick. Platos. The prophecy of the 5, is it Kael'thas?
There is the threat of Asmodee too. Got to just keep that in mind, especially with the Leoric picked up on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm not saying that they should pick Asmodee, but, you know, it's something to expect out of Luminosity. Now, both of these teams... their style has been carved out through aggression.
Yeah, that's true.
They're very aggressive teams. They found success by playing aggressive, by playing melee assassins. So maybe that's not something they're really looking to do, but it's such a great tactic on this battleground. And perhaps that's why we're seeing so much thought go into this. I'm not sure what you do. Like,
you can't
take
blame
Asmodee?
It's crazy to use your bonus pool this early. And they go for Uther. Giving up Kael'thas, that late game power, to pick up Uther to secure the big support playmaker. We'll see if it pays off for them here in the draft. Who knows what they have in mind? They could be trying to set up a butcher play.
To be fair, they did have some pretty nice divine shields last
game.
game.
Oh, they certainly did. All right, and Luminosity will pick up the Kael'thas.
Kael'thas Asmo is so scary.
Yeah, Asmo would be a hell of a pickup here. Now, Vala is another safe choice. There's a lot of options, but the power of Asmo and power of the Orc to get those farming.
If it doesn't get picked here, it's going to get banned for sure from PPST.
Yeah, I think so. I think it has to be. That's such a scary potential. And basically the way that all works is Asmodee farms up stacks by killing minions. Leoric is incredibly assisting this with the skeletal swing, having the double damage on those minions as he throws a globe down. Ooh, but they're opting for Johanna. This puts an even larger threat for the Asmodee that will force out a ban. No-brainer by Platos.
Yep. And I would expect to see Muradin banned from Luminosity. We'll see if those two end up going through. Now, what this is going to mean for Luminosity is that they want to have that backline, the range damage. Kael'thas is very good for that. They already have the double warriors. So they need to make sure they have enough damage output. Who would you recommend? They take
Platos?
Okay.
On Platos, I think the Toronto band makes a lot of sense. You consider the Butcher setup, right? We talked about that with Uther. So that's incredibly logical. Considering Toronto is banned out, I would have said Toronto Butcher now. But as a result, Kerrigan is still fine. Johanna's a good denial. Nazebo. I want Kerrigan Nazebo. As weird as that is.
Yeah, the Nazebo play was good.
I don't know if they need to pick Kerrigan yet, though. Maybe they go Tassadar. Oh, Meriden. There's their warrior.
If we see a safe hero, like Vala, I think that indicates melee assassin play.
Vala or Tassadar.
One of those two. Yeah, something... Even Falstad might fit into that. Well...
Now, another hero that could work well with this composition could be Sylvanas. Sylvanas, you split her, you put her in the top lane, you put Zagara in the bottom lane. Now, suddenly there's a threat of push in either lane. But no, they will go with the Vala.
Okay.
And I think you make a good point, though. The potential melee warrior is definitely still a threat, even though Toronto's not there. Meriden does pair nicely.
Likely to be Malf.
Oh, yeah.
Well, depends on what they're expecting to see. Like it comes down to Luminosity's best guess. If they're expecting something really aggressive, high damage output, I guess that would have to be Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Then they would pick Rhaegar. They're taking Malf. Malf's going to get more value across the two large HP pools, that is Leoric and Johanna. Their final damage output, they don't really have a lot of options.
Sylvanas is standing out to me.
Yeah, it's okay,
Or
but their
Tassadar.
team fight gets so weak.
If they're worried about Kerrigan, I think Tass would be the better option. Zebo.
They're going for that real late game. Okay.
It's mega lockdown. Like, look at their control on the battleground.
What do we
Roots,
see?
walls, condemns,
this is
shields.
Tough. This is tough.
Do you think
Butcher
it's worth
has
it?
very little escape.
No, once he's in, he's in. He's committed.
Yeah, and that's what's scaring me about this. You know, with the control, potential roots to lock out the enemy team. Jake is trying to slay flies, not successful. PPST.
I have 3 seconds. 2, 1. Is it randomed?
Okay.
That might have been timed out. They might have timed out.
Well, they got to go with it. They have to go with what we see.
Yeah, that's
If we see
Arthas.
something different, then yeah, we got to call them out. Don't see any chat in the lobby about it. So that's it. That's going to be the. How do
Now-
I feel about this? This is.
Arthas isn't the worst pickup here. He's a bit of a bruiser, especially late game. Once you pick up Destruction at 4 and Frostmourne feeds at 16, his damage output is much higher. It's still very different than...
Auto attack Vala? Or are they just going to go. It's
Hey, Vala
definitely not multi shot, for sure.
There's no way. No
whether
way.
they go for the hungering. I'm just trying to think, like, where are they going to try to wrap up the damage for the roaming early game? They
It
have a
would be
lot of
hungry.
lockdown.
It would be hungry, yeah. You would have to go a Q build. It's the only way there's real burst. I mean, auto attack Vala does
Well, searing
good
attacks.
damage.
That's after 7.
That's true. It's true.
And they have 2 warriors. Giant killer is possibility.
All right, well, those are our 2 compositions here for game number 2. It's currently a 1-0 advantage for Luminosity Gaming. That nice mic sound of brushing against my hand.
Okay. This is very. Like, Luminosity are really setting up for that late game. And
They are.
I fear for PPST if the game goes that far and they don't have a significant advantage. Jake has suddenly found out that Caster's Ready can be typed with one hand.
It's my first time ever doing it.
So pleased with himself.
I am. Yeah. One hand on the mouse, one hand on the keyboard, and I'm just feeling mega. Everyone at home is going to do this. They're going to type Caster's space ready with their left hand, and they're all going to be like, esports?
Wait, I think I use Y with my right hand.
I do normally, but I made it work.
Jake reached. He stretched more than he's stretched all week just to get that index finger over to the Y. All right. Now, we're seeing a little bit more time taken between the games to get these lobbies set up. I cannot stress enough how much importance this game has for both of these teams to move forward. And if they need to take a couple extra minutes to really hammer out their strategy, I'm not going to fault them for it. This is the last series of the stream.
Yeah, it is. This is it for us tonight. Of course, there are other streams happening
Yeah.
that will likely continue a little bit past us. But It all comes down to this. Can Pool Platos Tangos stay alive and bring us to game number 3 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen? This is a battleground where they've had great results in the past.
Luminosity has a very late game oriented team, a lot of control. So it is going to be on PPST to get the incredibly aggressive early game. They don't quite have the damage to do it, but they have a lot of lockdown. And
they do.
I'm curious to see how these heroes are going to be built. Particularly Vala. That's the one I'm really going to be looking at to see what kind of damage they're just going to try to extract out of her. Game number 1 is getting underway on the left side of the map. This is PPST. Finding themselves down 0-1 in the single elimination portion of this bracket. They have to win this game to keep the tournament dream, the BlizzCon dream, alive. Apollo is going to be on Vala, King Plato on Arthas, B-Kid on Murd, and Mookie's on the Uther. And to wrap it up, we have Moon, formerly Tiger JK, on Zagara.
The red side of the battleground, we have Luminosity currently up 1-0, where we have Leoric, played by Goku, Johanna, played by Boss Floss, Malfurion, played by Matre, going to be Nazebo, played by Hosty, and Goat rounding out the team as Kale Thos.
Jake, give me those talents. I need them.
He needs them. He wants to know. What do you want to know, Kubi?
I want to know.
I got all the info for you.
I want to know if we have Rancor.
Huh?
Do we have Rancor?
Rancor. What does Vala do? Is this the auto tech style? We've started to see a rise in it when you're facing a team that has multiple warriors. 2 to 3 warriors, giant killer at 13, the damage output becomes severe. What? A multi-shot build? Are you serious? Against Malfurion?
Huh. What was the one thing I said wouldn't happen?
Multi-shot build, and we're being surprised, boys.
That's extra range. What does this mean? What does this mean? This is very interesting. I'm having a hard time imagining the scenario where they're going to have really scary roaming ganks, and it's just going to buy so much time for Luminosity to get to level 16 safely. I'd love to be proved wrong. I want a game 3 so bad.
I do too.
Because these are some of the best games that we've casted in recent history. But how are they going to do it? What is the plan to put the pressure, put the heat on Luminosity? Well, they don't have Kale Thos.
Yeah, they do have that power. We'll see. It's such a tight spot for Pool Platos right now. Getting early takedowns is going to be difficult. We see both teams have been roaming around quite a bit. Goku gets hit, but he does have that Wraith walk going out right now. He will be able to walk out of there, and it's all the damage going the other way. It actually looks like at the end of the day, that was a favorable trade inside of Luminosity.
No, this is not really... It's kind of a knock on Goku. The way that he plays. He goes forward, and he it seems like every time he starts to initiate, and he soaks up so much damage, and then immediately just Wraith walks back. Why not take Hardened Bones? I'm already seeing it present in this game. He took Fealty to death last game, and just that style of play, if you're going to try to go in and just soak a ton of damage up.
Right.
Soak up skill shots, etc.
Oh! Matre, very low, but not enough that foil, not going to be able to reach. King Plato will end up falling in, returning King, or it's Apollo that's going to go down as well. 2-0 in favor of Luminosity. A great start to them for this game. They have a late game composition, and they're coming out strong.
Okay, take the Hardened Bones. I think it makes sense.
You think so?
Yeah. Just based on the way he plays. Okay, we're actually going to see not the 150%, so the Frostborn Hungers. He's going to go for the Fealty. All right.
Fealty?
I can't knock it. They won last game, so...
Wow. That's... Yep, not going for damage, he's going for control. We do see the Howling Blast goes out. King Plato going to be able to not only really push down these minion waves well by leaving that Frozen Tempest up so frequently, but it could be a Frozen Tempest build. There are other talents later on that do amplify its damage, and I believe Radius?
I think he only has the 2 upgrades.
Did they remove Radius? That used to be a talent. Yeah. I think they might have removed that.
They just flat buffed the Radius.
Okay, you're right.
Kind of the treatment a lot of abilities are getting when it's just there's an auto-pick talent. It's why don't we just give them that?
Yeah, you can see they're actually at Gamescom. That's been present for a few of the heroes. But who knows if those will all be final. 29 turned in thus far by Luminosity. Still have 21 in the bank. That is enough for a full turn-in for that team. We see 25 have been turned in. Just about enough on the side of Pool Platos Tangos as well.
So the Arsenal has been picked up at level 4 for Vala, so that's range. Now extra damage on multi-shot. Now we'll see that frost shot at man, that is
definitely going to see Frost Shot at 13. I'm not sure what we're going to see here at level 7. This used to be the build with Battle Momentum at 7, but she no longer has Battle Momentum. And this will be a full AoE build. It will be straight. Almost impossible. Very unlikely that we'll see the Rain of Vengeance. Oh my goodness. Malfurion walks up, does end up finding B-Kid and Mookie's, but Johanna was behind there to provide the additional assistance required to dissuade them from pushing on forward.
Posty almost landing a very nice wall of zombies. Would have done quite a bit of damage to me.
Moon is down here, and they're going to say, where's Zagara? They've got to be wondering at this moment. They are showing the creeps, one of those creeps has fallen. They don't actually respond. They're more worried about this. Look at all those gems. Matre trying to get them. Might be a little bit too risky. Howling Blast on cooldown, I suppose, because it was not used there. He's just going to walk up, pick up all of those gems, and get away.
Okay, Rapid Incubation. We see the Rune Tap. A lot of survivability talents. Bala. I mean, it's usually, especially with the multi-shot build, you're going to go for the Searing attacks at level 7. Could see the Vault reset.
Okay, that's 10 more going in. Going to put him at 35. Only 8 needed on the enemy team of Luminosity.
Since Exposed picked up at level 7, a little bit more damage output for Johanna. That, of course, targets or tags enemy heroes and minion structures as well that are hit. Take bonus damage from additional sources. So just really sort of increasing the AoE in a different fashion.
Weird split push here by King Plato, but you know that's permanent damage done, pushing them a little bit ahead in experience right now. Boss Floss has the ticket, and that will be the first summon on the Web Weavers of this game in favor of Luminosity.
Still don't have that level 7 talent. I don't think it's going to be the most impactful one of the build.
Probably the Vault Refresh at this point. They could go for Searing.
It's one of those two.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those two. There's the Searing. All right, so Searing picked up Cleanse, Gidbin, Fish and Bomb, pretty standard stuff across the board for all the other heroes. Web Weavers have summoned, and we do see they're very far forward in the mid lane. That'll be the first one to be defended. Boss Floss in the front line.
Oh, I just feel so much tension right now. I'm just like sort of waiting for the strategy for what PPST has to unfold. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of there with no escapes, no heroics just yet. That is going to be Arthas falling. That should net quite a bit more push.
About 7 gems dropped there as well, so that's never what you want to have happen. We do see the mid Web Weaver down. Bottom Web Weaver also has fallen. Top one rather healthy. Kel'Thas has pushed in, but Goat knows his time is up. Just throwing down a final Flame Strike and backing away while they clean this up. Damage dealt.
Yeah, despite losing the one hero.
Yeah.
And you know they take out some towers here and there. Yeah. About a quarter of an experience level.
This will push them to 10, though. If they get this tower, they will have that heroic advantage for a short time, and that's why we do have this soak happening. They're looking at the turn-in. 3 seconds till they're able to do that. If they're spending too much time down here, that will allow them to get the Web Weaver summoned, but Goat realizes stalling. B-Kid, Apollo, each have 10. Both of them need to get the turn-in to enable this. Uther trying to stall, doesn't even need to. That will be the summon. Big plays here. They'll get them level 10, and they can start to push in, maybe get more damage dealt.
Phoenix, Gargantuan, Tranquility, Blessed Shield, and... Is it March of the Black King?
Is it? It is. Okay, Kubi's happy.
Yes.
Level 10, about to be hit. The heroics on the opposing side. We're going to end up seeing Avatar, Maw. It's going to be Divine Shield. Should be Strafe, and then Syndragosa. It is Strafe. There it is. All right, 10 heroics all have been selected in this game. The Web Weavers marching, just now populating after they go from their Shade form.
Do they feel confident in the late game against these two incredible zoners?
I don't know, Koobs.
That is Kel'Thas and the Nazebo.
The one thing that they do have for them is the Syndragosa. They can really collapse on them. Murden jumping on into battle, trying to lock them down. We'll see what they can do. The top lane was cleared up so quickly, almost no damage out. Middle lane looks like the same. Not a single tower has gone down quite yet. Syndragosa, though, will buy them that aggression that they need. Zombie Wall buying some time. Gargantuan in the front lines. They need to deal with it.
Wow, that's actually turning into a very good defense thus far. Just the Zombie Wall and Gargantuan outside. They're burning this time, and
that's it.
You know, 80-second cooldown of that ability. It's 20 seconds only. They thought they were going to get more of a push. I think if they were expecting to take the gate down much sooner, had they been able to do that, they would have walked in immediately.
It's pretty much dead even in both experience and structures. Kills slightly in favor of Luminosity right now, but this game is about as close as it gets right now.
Man, just the fact that the experience is even for Luminosity Gaming, just it gives me so much fear for PPST. What are they going to do? I'm dying to know what their strategy is for this late game.
It's It's going to be tough. Matra's got those 23 gems, and he's going to be able to turn them in. That's 23 on the table thus far for Luminosity here in the second phase. Bruiser v. Bruiser in the middle lane. And they're pushing on forward. Skeleton Swing does so much damage to Means first scenario.
There's the march.
Yeah, there it is.
Going to get some soaking. HP back is going to Wraith walk out. We see the Moth thrown down. Tranquility pop just to keep the members alive. It's doing a lot of work. We see the Strafe being thrown in the backline, not contested at all. The Gargantuan getting the slam.
But, you know, as much damage as Strafe did, the healing from Trank did do as well. Nicely done. Hosey will end up falling. The Howling Blast locking him down, and that's a very low Leoric Wraithwalk trying to get him out. He is out there, but Apollo follows up with the multi-shot and the Hungering Arrow to get the takedown. 2-1 in favor of Platos and Tangos. They fight back.
Not what I was expecting to see with that turnaround, especially with the Uther falling so quickly to that living bomb. But Goku is starting to res quite quickly.
It's really interesting that Strafe and Tranquility kind of just cancel each other out.
Pretty much.
And basically Vala's AoE damage, as much as it's healed through, it's still keeping them from being topped off. It's keeping them around that half health marker. And we do see they did have enough time to turn in those gems. They're about to hit level 13. Full Plato's time to try to get an advantage.
Yeah, and the Syndragosa turned that fight around.
It did.
Like, they gave him no chance to escape. I was just shocked that they had the sustain to continue that fight forward, but you're right, the Strafe did a lot to sort of push them back, and they had to retreat fully.
All right, well, this bottom web weaver is going to fall incredibly quickly, but the top lane was pushed out by Arthas, and now they're rotating to the mid lane. Syndragosa will be ready in 7 seconds. That short cooldown can make these pushes devastating. It looks like they're just escorting mid to the best of their ability, and they will not even need to use it here in the top lane, most likely.
Yeah, getting a lot of work done with these web weavers. Level 13, there's the frost shot. This is the classic Vala build.
Yeah, and this is when it starts to amplify a little bit. I mean, having that frost shot, do you think it'll be... What do you think we'll see at 16? Oh, there's the Cindy. Cindy goes out. They're moving forward, the Howling Blast, but that's going to be a Wraith walking Leoric getting out of their Matra, forced out the bottom. Top fort will end up going down. A nice Dwarf Toss in, but there is no follow-up.
Yeah, the defensive play, but that's the kind of stuff that we need to see from Luminosity. They know they just need to hold on. If they can get to level 16 without having taken any keep losses, I'd net that as a win.
I would have to agree, yeah. And just, they've only lost the one fort after 2 turn-ins. Like, that's pretty darn good defense thus far. Trying to turn in, that's a lot of gems, but they do force them back.
85 gems now. And only need 27 of them to get a turn in.
Syndragosa still 30 seconds before it's ready. That's the big tool that they've really been able to turn these fights around with.
Goku with the amusing U-turn. Those are illegal here, buddy. He's going to use the march. Actually going to quite whiff a bit.
Yeah.
And he's going to...
Goku's taking a lot of damage. That forces out the Tranquility, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Dwarf Toss forward for Beacon. Stormbolt out. The Howling Blast. That's a dead Johanna. 2 warriors down. They can now push on forward. But with that...
Are you serious? Goku is already back up?
That's insane. But the gems were lost, and that's a big deal. What was 80 plus is now only 27. Yeah. So all things considered, they got the 2 kills, they got the gems lost, and they're pushing in towards this middle fort with Syndragosa.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take them out. Okay, so they're just going for a really push-heavy build thus far. Seems to be the plan, and it's working. They're winning these team fights now.
The gem denial is so big.
What was a 4-1 advantage early game, takedown-wise, for Luminosity is quickly turning over. 5 takedowns now.
Yep. All right, Bruiser Camp being picked up here. Gems slowly being turned in. 6 or 10 on the table thus far. Goku not really at any risk right now, and it is almost a full level advantage in favor of full Platos and Tangos.
Tension palpable. About a half level down. PPST looking to get to the 16 first.
Yeah, and that's going to net them, you know, a nice little bonus. Now, Arthas didn't actually pick up Destruction at 4, so we're not going to end up seeing.
So you asked me about level 16 too for Vala. There's the choice of Blood for Blood, the Vault Reset, Executioner. Oh, there's one other that I'm blanking on. I think it's a Hungering Arrow.
What I'm getting at is, do you think it's going to be an Executioner Vala, even though it's multi-shot, not auto-attack?
Gosh, you know, it could be.
Because Arthas has the Frozen Wastes,
and Muradin,
so this is like the emphasis on having this all the times. We very rarely see Executioner picked up in competitive anymore. and it saddens me. I think it's a really cool talent. There's the imposing.
No,
it's blood for
blood.
blood.
Okay.
All right. I'm sad.
There was some possibility of it being picked up there.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is a talent advantage right now, and they did just pick up their bruiser, so they do have that push in the mid lane. They do have the opportunity to push on to the bottom if they wanted to with their advantage. Looks like they're just opting to get as many gems out of their pockets right now, and that is going to be a full turn-in. Another summon here, the third in a row for Pool Plato's Tangos.
Pool Platos are doing a great job just handling the map, and I understand the passive play.
It's kind of like
Luminosity.
Blackguards.
Yeah, it does feel like that. They're just having this commanding control.
But
just a little bit more soaked, and we're at
16, and that's the Ignite. And this is the Ignite, the Leaping Spiders. The poke gets disgusting here.
We get the oh my god, double imposing?
Huh. That's going to hurt a bit in terms of the Zagara and the Vala damage output, but it is a multi-shot build, so they do have that AoE.
Yep.
So it's a bit different. All right, Goku in the front line, working on the web weaver. Bottom lane, bottom 4 should end up falling here since all their attention is focused here to defend this, but the wall has gone down.
The poke begins. They dodge the flame strike. They're going to need to do dodging a lot more of those.
Yes, it's a tall order having this level 16 team that Luminosity has for their composition.
So much attention. Continuing to make use of these web weavers, pushing out. They have Luminosity backed up to their base. This is the time when they start biting back. Goku dodges. Power Blast.
Okay, they could use Cinder Ghost here if they want to try to maximize the damage output. The Phoenix is going to apply a lot of damage to the team, just kind of force their hand, but once it expires, do they go for it?
Hey, they're trying to set up
nice
a march.
Howling
They
Blast.
have a lot of heroes lined up. They got to be careful about that.
All right, well, the web weaver following here, this should just be a retreat, and they're just going to back on out the multi-shot, parting the ways of the enemy team. Mutalisk there to give eyes. Whoa, yeah, this is... The kid's all alone. He's just kind of... Bit of a
what, Jake?
I don't know.
Bit of a what?
I don't know what word I wanted there, Kubi.
Okay, we do see... I was expecting kind of the Kael'thas and the Zebo to be together, roaming together, just constantly poking. And it's like as soon as I see those two heroes, I should just back up.
Yep. Okay, well...
They should be that scary at this point.
Checking out some stats about the game, we can actually look at Vala. She's always got the 10 as long as she's fighting. Arthas, he's got 25 globes collected thus far for Regen Master. Conj Pursuit stacks here on Uther at 27.
Just kind of a passive time between the teams, and it's really on Luminosity to just continually poke. And there's really no need for them to get aggressive. So that's why we're seeing so much tension, so much positioning between the teams. They're just trying to dodge each other, and PPST is just looking for that right moment. As soon as you see that Cindergosa, it's go time.
Cindergosa.
Cindergosa.
B-Kid mounts up, the Living Bomb applies on him. That's one of the mistakes that we still see so many players do. They're just not used to playing against Ignite, but it will in fact dismount you when it explodes.
Well, you know, I said the statement about them not needing to play aggressively, just continually poke, but, you know, the way things are going, especially the amount of turn-ins, the gems that are being collected, they have to be making some move at some point. A little bit more aggression. You know, thus far, PPST has been doing a great job dodging all of that sustained damage that we were expecting to see. It just doesn't feel as though it's quite as overwhelming as we were expecting, right?
Definitely not that, you know, level...
See if
that we thought
here, though. They
definitely could.
The map control.
And they're forcing the fights with the Webbers for the first time. Two targets were hit by that Flame Strike. The Phoenix goes out. This should be the first fort falling on the side of Pool Platos and Tangos. Moon nearly got out of that one, but will end up taking the damage. But it's not an overwhelming amount at this point.
Nope. Still have Web Weavers pushing in the bottom lane. Top was cleared up quickly. Good dodges on the Flame Strike thus far. Just been paying attention to Goat's placement on those and just watching parting of the Red Sea.
I gotta say I like multi-shot for these situations. It's the lane clear is helping them out wonders. They just don't have that much besides for that. You know, they don't have Jaina, they don't have Kael'thas, they don't have Sylvanas. And when it comes to this situation with these big, massive pushes, it's doing wonders for them.
Just pushing with the remaining members. We're going to see that Web Weaver fall. I don't think we're going to see an aggressive play.
Yeah, they can maybe get the wall down here with the Phoenix. They should be able to do that. It's enough. It's enough damage, enough just parting for the enemy team, and that will be the 2 towers getting very low, but not quite falling. They're pushing back on out. The Mutalisk just chasing boss, and there's the Syndragosa. This is the initiative they want, straight from the back line, laying out the damage with the Divine Shield. Completely safe to do that, but Tranquility will turn things around. Dwarf Toss nearly dodging that Flame Strike. Oh, this is such a tight scenario.
A lot of heroics spent. I do like the Divine Shield. Wow, just slapping those Banelings away.
Nope, just clean them up. It's the windshield wipers in that scenario.
So many heroics spent. So do you think that the Divine Shield strafe, I mean,
it's a
they
cool
basically
idea.
Waited until after it was done.
And then tranked.
Yeah. We were talking before
I think they were
how
just
kinda
worried
cancel
about
each other
her
out.
safety with like Blessed Shield and the initiation that could exist from that. So I don't think it's the worst idea, but at the end of the day, they're about to hit level 20, so this is when they want to look to fight.
Did you see that? Moon?
What I missed?
Just threw all of his Banelings into the wall. I bet he was just like, I hope no one saw that.
I actually missed it.
It's just like, oh, God.
I'm so used to seeing myself do that that I didn't even catch it, Kubi. Level 20 talents have been picked up. Double Hardened Shield, Redemption there in Uther, and then Bolt for the 2 damage dealers in the back line. This is a small window, and they have to defend Web Weaver, so I don't know what they'll be able to do.
10 seconds, oh, actually, not even 5 before Syndragosa is back up. This is mean. Going to see a little bit more aggression.
I will slay this fly.
Jake is so distracted right now by this fly.
I can't observe and swat at flies at the same time. It's so difficult. All right. Top Web Weaver down. Middle Web Weaver taking heavy fire. Will they get anything done with this turn-in, or have their gems just bought them time to hit level 20?
I think that's a victory in itself.
It is. I agree.
These teams have so much respect for each other.
They're getting into potential position to possibly set up for a boss. He has just respawned. Do they go up? They've posed a threat. The ping comes out from Vala. They're in the top lane. But they're going to start on this fort, the entire team. Rotating at level 20, just reached Storm Shield. Bolt, indestructible. Lyric, what does he go for?
Please go for...
There's the Syndragosa.
Death March.
Okay, it does connect on quite a few members, slowing them down. Zombie Wall's buying them the time that they need, but Arthas chips his way through. Lyric, that Wraith Walk to get back to safety. The full-on retreat is successful.
Still no pick for the level 20 on Leoric. God, the back and forth between these 2 teams.
Did he pop Avatar? Oh, no. That's unfortunate. That's a wasted heroic.
Ooh, Spectral Leech.
So he does go with Spectral Leech. Okay.
Considering the 2 high HP tanks, that works too.
Yeah.
Not a usual pickup. Sometimes we see it.
All right. Well, at this point, that was 2 heroics spent, and they did nothing. All they did was force them off their top fort. So this is a scenario in which Luminosity has to be feeling pretty good about their chances in a team fight. They're going to happily turn in 36 gems, 48 on the opposing side of Platos and Tangos. There's still 14 in the bank, nearly enough for a turn-in.
I think we're in for a long haul, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
You can just feel the way the teams are playing. There's so much respect given from either side. Okay, a lot of heroes are clumping up right now.
The boss leashes, so... Oh, nice Wraith Walk by Goku to get back out of there. Heroics, just the Avatar on cooldown for the next 25 seconds. Either way, it's good to force them off that boss.
Don't think that's going to be the determining factor so much for them. As long as they have Stone Form or something, some other way of sustaining Meridian, it's okay.
And I like this creep spread. Like, it's forcing Matre to just like think about it, because it's giving them eyes, and they do get the turn-in. Creep spread, forcing them to just kind of know that they've been seen. They're playing a little bit more passively as a result, and it allows for Platos to get this turn-in. This is a 23-minute summon of the Web Weavers. Both teams above level 20, so they are going to be a bit of a threat.
Interesting thing about picking Spectral Leech is the imposing presence on Meridian.
Yeah, that's true.
Also the reverberation. Takes a lot of value out of it when you think about it. And he took some time to think about it, so he still said that the value is there.
Compared to the upgrade on March.
Yep.
All right. The Web Weavers will make their way. They're quite staggered, and Syndragosa does go out. 20 seconds where the structures will be locked down in full. We'll see what Platos can get done with this. We see the Flame Strike really just applying the damage. The Phoenix is thrown out. Very well done. Kael'thas defense is so hard to deny how powerful it is. And look how low Mookie's is right now.
Oh no, okay, it's setting up. Goku is just gonna go for the march. We see the invulnerable pop down in the
shield.
good. Yes, it was well done and good placement on that, but this means they need to back up completely. Was able to get the Wraith Walk out in time, and they are looking to turn their sights onto Uther. He does have the redemption.
Yep.
B-Kid's got to be careful. He's got to back out. He's already used the Drain Hope, and that is going to pop. Yes.
I'm surprised Uther didn't try to throw him a heal, but I guess it was all for loss. But bottom keep did go down. Web River's now on the core. Web River's making the top keep goes down. 2 keeps down. So all this time they bought the mechanic. I mean, it's so worth it. Yeah,
they need to go back. They need to get something with this. They haven't had a successful team fight in some time.
This is they lost.
I don't think there's been any kills in the last 12 minutes or so.
Yeah, but they're only done Murden. Uther used redemption.
I know, but maybe pressure. I'm not sure what it is, but it feels as though just backing up and cleaning the waves up is not going to be enough. What do they have for heroics up? They do still have the Phoenix, so we're probably going to see that fuse to zone. No, they're going for the extra
top fort is still standing too. Okay, Mookie's needs to be careful here. Syndragosa does go out. Is it enough to scare them away? It doesn't look like it. King Platos stepping forward. This is a bit of a risky thing, but Goku does end up falling. The boss turns its focus to Matre. That is a lot of damage you don't want to take. They don't want it to leash at the same time. Uther getting incredibly low. I don't know if he has the heals. The Divine Shield thrown out to keep Vala standing.
Oh,
the boss might be stolen.
Last second. Does he have the indestructible up? I'm not sure.
Oh, the bolt!
We see the mob being thrown down. King Plato.
Oh my gosh!
Goku's going to be
indestructible.
Goku's going to be back up in just a little bit. Does have it. I think this should net.
Yeah, that's going to be a dead Arthas.
No, they stole it?
What?
What? How did that happen?
What?
Did I miss something?
I have no idea. They stepped off it. Somebody stepped off the point. That was a misplay. There's no way for Arthas to force you off of it. In their stutter stepping, trying to get out of the way, they did sacrifice. So what looks like it could have been a nice scenario for them to have an advantage. They're forced to defend this boss while the enemy team's respawn timers do count down. And B-Kid is even going in here, throwing a Stormbolt to weaken this fort even further, push this wave back. That is such a risky play, but I love it.
I guess that we're looking at Luminosity feeling a little apprehensive about the state of the game, how far the waves have been pushed forward. They definitely had the opportunity to take a keep if they wanted, if they were willing to sustain some damage onto the core. It was the safer play. Man, that's so rough. They probably would have been able to end the game had they been able to snipe the boss as well as taking out all of those heroes on the enemy side. I don't even know what to make of that. I need to see a replay on how Arthas...
We don't have the technology yet.
The technology is not there.
Oh, goodness. All right. Summon of the Web Weavers, this time on the side of Luminosity. So they're finally going to have some an opportunity to push these lanes back out. But considering how pushed they are, these Web Weavers are not going to do... They're not applying pressure. They're just buying them time. Middle one is already just going to get evaporated. Yeah. And we see the collapse happening. Heroics all available for both teams right now.
Strike. Forcing out some cooldowns from rookies. Yeah, that's the general problem with having one of the waves pushed out so much further than the others. It's just easy for the enemy team to extend in, clean it up, and then rotate to the other lanes too.
Oh no, chat's confirming what we missed. The zombie wall pushed the allies off.
Wow, really?
They threw the zombie wall down there and it caught... Oh no. Yeah, I guess that's the only way.
That could be it.
That's unfortunate. Okay, well... 2 Web Weavers still standing. Zagara defending the one here in the top lane. It has made it to the halfway point, but the catapults will continue to push it out. The bottom one is being escorted. They're going to try to get their first keep of the game. Zagara needs to Hearth Home. Moon doing just that. This isn't a situation where they can definitely apply a lot of damage to this bottom keep. Gargantuan already in the front line doing that damage and is falling incredibly quickly.
Okay, the Syndragosa used for the defensive play. Are they going to march in? We see King Plato throwing out the Honey Bus. Okay, the Bolt of the Storm is going to be able to get Hosty out of the way. We see the Storm Shield burn, throw down. Okay, what's the next play? Sort of backing up a little bit. But they're taking a lot of damage from the Flame Strike. Moon, he needs to get the heal at the last second. He gets the Divine Shield. That's going to be able to get him out of Apollo. Backing up.
That is just so much damage from Kael'thas. We see the Flame Strike this time will kill Mookie's. He's gonna go down. Moon will live. He's actually hearthing back to base, but all the while Arthas gets secluded. Have Luminosity secured themselves a victory. That's one hero down for quite a while, and they're marching on in. Uther respawning, trying to get the stun here onto the Johanna. Tranquility has been popped. Is it enough for them to sustain? We do see the living pops. Uther falls again. This should be game for Luminosity, but the Maw is just buying them a little bit of time.
It is not quite enough time. All 3 of the heroes are back up. We have We think we still have the Storm Bolt. The Storm Shield is thrown out. Apollo with the last-ditch strafe is able to pull it back and actually, buys a little bit more time. It's not enough, though. It's not enough. Boss Floss, I believe, still has the indestructible backup. Man, even after having that crazy throw at the boss win, they didn't lose any heroes, but having that boss would have secured them the top 8 spot. And this is Luminosity, formerly Goon Squad.
Wow.
Second team of the day to get to top 8.
What an upset. Pool Platos Some Tangos has not qualified for the top 8 for the first time. They will not get a chance to play at BlizzCon. They will not be representing North America at regionals.
That hurts. That stings. They're a really strong team.
It is, yeah. But Goon Squad, they are as well. And it is a well-fought, well-deserved victory, qualifying for their top 8 placement.
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to get a quality set between 2 high-caliber teams like this in the round of 16, but it hurts so much to know that one of these teams won't be able to qualify. Oh, gosh.
That is the life of competition, my friends. Congratulations to Luminosity, defeating Pool Platos Some Tangos 2-0 in a very, very back-and-forth series. They will be facing the winner of Tempo Storm and Hello Team in the round of 8 next week. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes. Okay, so that is going to wrap up our matches for today. Once again, congratulations to Luminosity for advancing to that round of 8. But we will return tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, on this channel.
To find out the other teams that will advance. 4 advanced to the round of 8 today. Tomorrow, 4 more teams will advance to the round of 8.
Yep.
And that will be our top 8 match happening in 2 weeks, like you mentioned. Kubi, where can these nerds follow you?
You guys can find me on Twitch and Twitter. The Kubi. That's about it, other than here tomorrow. We also have a podcast, Jake, every Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Every Wednesdays.
Every Wednesday.
9 p.m. Eastern. That's also on this channel. Town Hall Heroes. We have a lot of guests on from the competitive scene. We actually had Snitch on last week from EU.
Yeah, it was a fun show.
Always cool to hear from the EU guys. We talk about all tournament results and shifts in the meta, what's coming up next for Heroes, so tune into that.
And if you want to watch that show, that happens here on this channel, so make sure to hit that follow button. And if you'd like to support us, I guess me, you can subscribe to the channel as well. And you can also find VODs from tournaments, podcasts, all kinds of cool stuff over on youtube.com/solidgeekgg, and follow me on Twitter. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern. Till then, peace.